There is a moment in every interaction where the mask slips. Not dramatically, not in a way that announces itself, but quietly, almost invisibly, like a small fracture forming beneath polished behavior. It happens in a tone of voice that changes slightly, in a reaction that comes too quickly, in a decision made when no one is watching closely enough. And if you are paying attention, truly paying attention, you begin to realize something that most people spend their entire lives missing. People do not reveal who they are through what they say. They reveal who they are through what they do when they believe it will cost them nothing. Most individuals walk through life believing they understand the people around them. They trust smiles, words, promises, and carefully constructed personas. They assume consistency because it feels comfortable. They assume loyalty because it feels secure. They assume honesty because it aligns with how they want the world to operate. But Machiavelli observed something far more unsettling. Human beings are not consistent across all conditions. They adapt, they shift, they reveal different versions of themselves depending on pressure, opportunity, and advantage. And the most dangerous mistake a person can make is believing that someone's character is defined by how they behave in easy moments. Because easy moments require nothing. Kindness when everything is going well is effortless. Loyalty when there is no temptation is automatic. Respect when there is no conflict is meaningless. These conditions do not test character. They hide it. And that is why so many people are shocked when someone they trusted suddenly behaves in a way that feels completely unfamiliar. It is not that the person changed, it is that the situation changed, and the situation revealed what was always there, waiting beneath the surface. Machiavelli did not waste time analyzing what people claimed to be. He studied what they did when the structure around them shifted. Because it is in those shifts that truth emerges. Not polished truth, not socially acceptable truth, but raw, strategic truth. The kind that reveals how someone thinks when they are no longer constrained by expectations or appearances. And if you begin observing the world through that lens, you start noticing patterns. Patterns that repeat across environments, across relationships, across hierarchies. You begin realizing that there are specific moments that act like pressure points. Moments that strip away performance and expose the underlying structure of a person's character. These moments are rare, but they are predictable. And once you understand them, you no longer need years to figure out who someone truly is. You can see it almost instantly. The first of these moments is how someone treats people who cannot benefit them. This is where illusion collapses faster than anywhere else. Because most individuals understand how to behave when there is something to gain. They are polite to those with influence. They are respectful to those above them. They are careful with their words around people who can affect their position. But remove the possibility of benefit, remove the presence of power, remove the potential reward, and something interesting begins to happen. The mask becomes unnecessary. Watch how someone treats a person who has nothing to offer them. A waiter, a subordinate, a stranger, someone beneath their perceived social position. Watch the tone, the patience, the level of attention, the subtle signs of respect or dismissal. These small interactions reveal far more than any speech about values ever could. Because respect that is conditional is not respect, it is strategy. A person who only shows kindness when there is something to gain is not kind. They are calculating. And there is nothing inherently wrong with calculation. Machiavelli himself understood its importance. But the danger lies in misinterpreting calculation as character. When you believe someone is kind, but they are only strategic, you create vulnerability for yourself. Because the moment you no longer provide value, their behavior will change. And if you are not prepared for that shift, it will feel like betrayal, even though it was simply consistency revealing itself. This is why powerful individuals observe downward behavior more than upward behavior. Upward behavior is predictable. It is shaped by ambition, fear, and incentive. But downward behavior is revealing. It shows what a person does when they feel no pressure to perform. And in those moments, you are not seeing what they want you to see. You are seeing what they are. The second moment that reveals true character is how someone reacts when they lose control. Control is one of the most fragile illusions people maintain. As long as situations unfold according to expectation, most individuals appear stable, composed, even admirable. But remove that control, introduce uncertainty, create pressure, and something shifts. Emotions surface. Impulses override discipline. And the carefully constructed version of self begins to dissolve. This is where you see the real structure of a person's mind. Some people become aggressive. Their need for control transforms into dominance. They raise their voice, assert themselves forcefully, attempt to regain power through pressure. Others become defensive. They justify, explain, deflect responsibility. Their focus shifts from solving the situation to protecting their image. And some retreat entirely. They withdraw, avoid, detach, hoping the situation resolves itself without requiring confrontation. Each of these reactions reveals something precise. Aggression often reveals insecurity masked as strength. The need to dominate arises when internal stability is weak. Defense reveals fragility. The inability to accept loss or mistake exposes dependence on perception. Withdrawal reveals avoidance, a reluctance to engage with reality when it becomes uncomfortable. But the most dangerous individuals are not the ones who react loudly. They are the ones who remain controlled even when control is lost. Because that level of discipline suggests something deeper. It suggests awareness. It suggests calculation. It suggests that, even under pressure, they are thinking strategically rather than reacting emotionally. And this is where Machiavelli's perspective becomes critical. He understood that emotional reactions are signals, not just signals of feeling, but signals of structure. When someone loses control, they reveal where they are weakest. They reveal what disturbs them, what threatens them, what they are trying to protect. And once those vulnerabilities are visible, they can be used, not always maliciously, but inevitably. This is why powerful individuals guard their reactions carefully, not because they feel less, but because they understand the cost of revealing too much in the wrong moment. If you want to understand someone, do not watch them when everything is stable. Watch them when something goes wrong. Watch them when they are challenged, when they are criticized, when they are forced into uncertainty, because that is where performance ends and instinct begins. And instinct is where character lives. The third moment, perhaps the most revealing of all, is how someone behaves when they gain power. Power changes nothing. It reveals everything. This is one of the most misunderstood truths about human nature. People often believe that power corrupts, that individuals become different once they gain authority, influence, or control. But in reality, power does not create new behavior. It removes constraints. It removes the need to hide. It removes the pressure to conform. And what remains is the unfiltered version of the individual. Watch how someone behaves when they finally have the advantage, when they can make decisions without consequence, when they can influence outcomes without resistance. Do they become fair, or do they become selective? Do they become generous, or do they become controlling? Do they uplift others, or do they protect their position by limiting those around them? These behaviors are not accidents. They are expressions of underlying belief systems. A person who believes in control will use power to dominate. A person who believes in hierarchy will reinforce it. A person who values respect will enforce it consistently. And a person who values only advantage will use power to secure it, regardless of who is affected. This is why Machiavelli paid close attention to rulers, not because he admired power, but because power reveals truth without distortion. In positions of authority, people are no longer required to pretend. Their decisions expose their priorities. Their actions expose their values. and their treatment of others exposes their character. If you want to know who someone truly is, do not listen to what they promise to do with power. Observe what they do when they have it. Because promises are shaped by expectation, behavior is shaped by reality. Once you begin understanding these three moments, something changes in how you see people. The world becomes quieter in a strange way, not because people stop talking, but because their words lose significance. You begin focusing on patterns instead of statements, on reactions instead of intentions, on behavior instead of presentation. And slowly, the illusion that once surrounded human interaction begins to dissolve. You start noticing how often people perform, not out of malice, but out of necessity. Social environments reward certain behaviors. They encourage politeness, agreement, alignment. And to navigate these environments, individuals learn to present versions of themselves that fit expectations. But beneath that presentation, the real structure remains unchanged. And unless you know where to look, you will spend years interacting with people without ever truly understanding them. This is where strategic awareness creates an advantage. Because once you know the moments that reveal character, you stop needing time to evaluate people. You do not need long conversations or repeated assurances. You simply observe. You wait. And when the moment arrives, you pay attention. A man who treats powerless individuals with quiet respect, even when no one is watching, reveals consistency, not performance, not strategy, but alignment between internal values and external behavior. This kind of person is rare, and because they are rare, they are often underestimated. But their consistency creates stability, and stability, over time, becomes influence. A man who maintains composure when control is lost reveals discipline, not the absence of emotion, but the presence of control over it. This does not mean he is unbreakable. It means he is aware of the cost of reacting impulsively, and that awareness allows him to navigate situations that overwhelm others. In environments where pressure is constant, this kind of individual becomes extremely valuable. Not because he is loud or dominant, but because he is reliable when it matters most. And a man who uses power without losing perspective reveals something even deeper. He reveals that his behavior is not dependent on position, that he does not require limitation to act with restraint, that his decisions are guided by internal structure rather than external opportunity. This kind of person is difficult to manipulate, difficult to destabilize, and difficult to predict, because their behavior does not shift dramatically with circumstance. It remains aligned. But now comes the uncomfortable part. Understanding these principles does not only change how you see others, it forces you to examine yourself. Because the same moments that reveal others also reveal you. How do you treat people who cannot benefit you? Do you maintain the same level of respect, or does your behavior shift depending on who is watching? Do you become impatient, dismissive, careless in interactions that seem insignificant? Because those interactions are not insignificant, they are reflections, and whether you acknowledge it or not, they reveal patterns that others can observe. How do you react when control is taken from you? When plans fail? When expectations collapse? When someone challenges you in a way you did not anticipate? What emerges? Do you remain composed, or do you react impulsively? Do you analyze, or do you defend? Because in those moments, you are not choosing who to be. You are revealing who you are. And how do you behave when you have power? Not imagined power, not potential. Real influence. When your decisions affect others, when your position gives you advantage, when you can act without immediate consequence, what do you do? Do you become fair or selective? Do you use that position to build or to protect? Because power does not test your ability, it tests your character. These are not comfortable questions, but they are necessary ones, because the goal is not simply to understand others. The goal is to become someone who is not easily understood, not easily manipulated, not easily read. And that requires discipline. It requires awareness of your own patterns, your own reactions, your own tendencies under pressure. It requires recognizing where you are predictable, where you are reactive, where you are vulnerable. And once you see those patterns, you can begin changing them. You can begin controlling your behavior instead of allowing it to control you. You can begin responding instead of reacting. You can begin aligning your actions with principles instead of impulses. And this is where real power begins. Not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself in moments where most people lose that control. Because the man who understands these three signals of character does not rush into trust. He does not become emotionally attached to perception. He does not assume consistency where there is none. He observes, he analyzes, he waits. And when the moment arrives, he sees clearly. He sees who people are beneath the surface. And just as importantly, he becomes someone who is not easily exposed in those same moments. Because he has already examined himself. He has already faced those uncomfortable truths. He has already begun shaping his behavior deliberately. And that level of awareness changes everything. It changes how you choose people. It changes how you respond to situations. It changes how others perceive you. And over time, it changes the entire structure of your interactions. Because people sense when they are being observed at a deeper level. They sense when someone is not reacting emotionally. They sense when their behavior is being evaluated rather than accepted. And that awareness alters how they behave around you. Not because you demand it, but because your presence changes the environment. And that is the quiet form of power Machiavelli understood. The kind that does not need to announce itself. The kind that operates beneath the surface. The kind that shapes outcomes without appearing to force them. If this perspective shifted how you see people, then stay with this channel. Because here, we do not deal with illusions. We deal with reality. And before you leave, consider this carefully. The next time you interact with someone, do not listen to what they say. Watch what they reveal. And more importantly, ask yourself what you reveal in those same moments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if this made you think differently, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to see beyond appearances.